I know how Kenneth began his study in our school, and also know how, in what level John Jung began his study in our school. Maybe Josh directly from Philippines, and then he already knew how to speak in English, but maybe Kenneth especially, yeah. So already 5 years here. So because I knew that, because I know that, I really congratulate from my whole heart. What a proud day. Uh, what an impressive achievement up to this stage. I believe that you've really got all. So once again, I want to say congratulations, three of you, yeah, and all parents. In light of coronavirus pandemic, this year's graduating class of SIA 2020 missed out on traditional milestone, maybe a traditional timetable like a special activity for seniors. Other schools call prom. And physical graduation. We are having now physical graduation, but just a half and half. So physical graduations with all other students and all guests. Maybe someday in the future, you'll look back and think, wow, I graduated in strangest time ever. Yeah, actually, strangest moment ever. Even though there may not be special activity for seniors and only few in numbers with you to celebrate your remarkable moment, this graduating class, John, Josh, Kenneth, will still be stepped into the future with more purpose, with godly vision, and heavenly passion, and spiritual energy, and hope that will shine upon your future road. Right now, in this pandemic situation, one word can be represented for sure during the time of this. That is uncertainty. I wish I could tell everyone that I know, I anticipated the path forward, but so sadly, so naturally, because I'm a human being, I do not know. There is so much uncertainties. I still remember my first visit to St. Petersburg of Russia. We used to call that Leningrad on 1992. At the end of 1991, previous Soviet Union was collapsed. And right next year, 1992, I visited St. Petersburg and spent 2 weeks. Over there, I experienced a lot. And then I began to observe there, most of the people always carry empty bag, plastic or paper bag. It was long, it was wide, big, empty bag. It's on the street, any street we can observe. So most of them always carry empty bag with them. So finally I asked someone, and then why they are always carrying this? And then they said, because they do not know when and where they find what they need. So if they happen to find what they need, and then they need to buy, and then if they buy, they need to put those into the bag. That's why they always carry. They don't know where, they don't know when can buy what they need. At that time, I felt, wow, uncertainty. Right now, we do not need to carry empty bag with us, but we do not know when we can go to college for our future study, and when we can freely communicate with each other without fear of disease, when we can take a flight to go somewhere. We do not know anything. We know nothing. That is uncertainty. Honestly speaking, this uncertainty, there always has been ever since we were born to this world. Whether we have already felt or not, whether we have already understood or not, there always has been, obviously there always will be this kind of uncertainty within our lives. As a matter of fact, most of your age may not be able to experience the reality of uncertainty. Maybe you know what that means, but you may not be able to fully understand and experience the reality of uncertainty. By the way, by the grace of God, through this pandemic situation, you guys are now learning the physical reality of uncertainty. Everyone says, we don't know what's going on, what will be. Why am I saying by the grace of God? Without understanding the meaning and reality of uncertainty, no one can be matured enough, especially in our spiritual realm. It is vital that all we learn to be at peace, at satisfaction with the discomfort of stepping into unknown and uncertain situations. Apostle Paul is the one who learned the secret of being satisfied, being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. He experienced the various hardships through many kinds of situations that were unexpected, that were unknown, that were uncertain. And as he confronted and experienced all these hardships repeatedly, he gradually learned how to control his mind. He was not controlled by the situation, by all these tough situations that came to him unexpectedly. But instead, Apostle Paul learned how to control over the situation that was coming to him. Because he knew that there was the sovereignty of God. The sovereignty of God in the midst, in the center of all these troubles. Without this, he was not able to understand why all this always come to me. But because he knew the word sovereignty of God, he understood. Maybe God is training me. Maybe God is disciplining me. Maybe God is shifting the direction for the future. Maybe God is warning me through this situation. Maybe God is judging me. He learned that the sovereign God arranged, ruled over all these tough situations. Yes, it is true. If we continue to focus on uncertainty, there is no answer for our future. I don't know. I'm not certain. But how long do we have to stare at this uncertainty and keep endless complaining and grumbling to current situations? Just like Apostle Paul, we need to learn the secret of being content, secret of being satisfied, secret of making himself peace in any and every situation. He said in the Bible, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. He did not know when he would be in need or in plenty, but he said, it does not matter whether I have enough money or not. I'm not controlled by the situation, but I control this situation. I am and will be in uncertain situation. But I know how to be content, how to be satisfied with all these situations by grabbing, firmly holding the assured certainty, which is the sovereignty of God. The answer is sovereignty. You know, this is our yearbook, and then the cover title is sovereignty. When JV asked me what kind of title should be, and then I thought, and I especially thought of this special situation. What do we need? And what kind of word I want to give our graduates and all our students and our parents? I want to say about this, sovereignty. So our cover title is Sovereignty, Embracing the New Normal. Now, just as Josh also mentioned, you are now opening the door to adulthood. You think you are already adult. But by graduating high school, stepping into college, stepping into society, now you are opening adulthood, the big gate, the big door, and stepping into the society. Now you are adult. Being an adult includes taking responsibility for your thoughts, for your decisions. Previously, if you did something wrong, you could get out of that situation by saying, oh, I'm sorry, I did something wrong, I made a mistake. But once you step into adulthood, you will be responsible to all happened by you that you cannot solve in one word, I am sorry. You have to be responsible. While we live in this age of uncertainty, some adults spend this time in appreciation and preparation for the future, while other adults constantly complaining and grumbling. As all of you open this door and get ready to step in, I want you guys to let go of all the negative things out of your head. like complaints, resentments, blaming others. Just get those away. Remove those from your brain, your thoughts. And open the door, stepping into the adulthood. Complaints always produce another source of complaint. So does grumbling. The Apostle Paul looked positively at the problems that were approaching to him, and he declared that he learned to be satisfied. He learned to be content with all these things simply because he believed in God's sovereignty. If you believe in God's sovereignty, everything will make sense. You can understand why these things happen to me and happen to us. And you can be thankful and satisfied because God is in control. We don't have to complain about our parents or our neighborhoods and our classmates and our system. And then complainer, they continue to complain. Let them complain, but you guys stop complaining. Just trust in the Lord who is in control. Time passes even during the pandemic period. Time never stops. Time passes even when it is difficult, and time passes even when it is fun. At this point, when you graduate, there is clearly uncertainty due to pandemic. It is an undeniable situation reality. However, God's sovereignty still exists. Amen? God's sovereignty still exists. I'm not preaching, I'm giving you a message, but I cannot get out of this message. God's sovereignty still exists. Please allow God's sovereignty to preside over your future road. I hope you can entrust your life to God's sovereignty. Being an adult does not mean I can claim at my will. Being Christians, we need to humble our lives and entrust our lives before the Lord's sovereignty. Then uncertainty will be transformed, will be changed to certainty. Oh, it looks uncertain, but clearly come to you as certain. The feeling of anxiety turns into the feeling of safety and security. We stand at the point where a new pattern shifts from normal to new normal. Previously abnormal, now it turns to normal. But God's sovereignty does not change under any circumstances. I bless your future life, future path to remain under the Lord's sovereignty. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. God and His purposes and His will have not changed. He is forever a rock. Once again, congratulations on your graduation and best wishes for your next adventure.